Welcome to another episode of Your Health Collective. Today we're talking about coffee. Who here can't leave the house without 3 cups of coffee? Jade, is coffee okay for us to be having?
Coffee is actually totally okay to be having in the right circumstances. Coffee actually has some great benefits. It's got great antioxidant levels. It's full of a beautiful source called caffeine, which gives us a great little energy buzz. So we can use it, but there is times where coffee maybe isn't your best friend. Dee, what are those times?
So those times that coffee's not so appropriate, things like waking up and first thing in the morning having a cup of coffee. When we have coffee later in the day, it's kind of like having your own personal cheer squad that run alongside next to you and give you a cheer and help you along with your energy levels and help you do what you need to do. When we wake up and have coffee first thing in the morning, instead of a cheer squad, it's kind of like having the coach just standing and screaming at you and waking you up with a fright. And you know, when that happens, you feel that way for the rest of the day. Yeah. So you stay on that function with your nervous system.
Yeah. So for people that might have sort of nervous system issues or anxiety or things like that, we're sort of saying that having that coffee hit in the morning or having that coffee hit sometimes at all throughout the day might actually not be serving them so well. Is that what we're...
That's right. Yeah.
So if you think of coffee has a lot of benefits. It doesn't have a calorie count to it. So it'll definitely give you like that pep up, but it doesn't actually give you any substance behind it per se. So you're not going to get long-term energy from your pep up of coffee. But it's great to use for studying. Everyone enjoys coffee through studying, so I think that's okay. But let's think if you're stressed while you're studying, maybe not okay.
That's like 3 coaches yelling at an already pretty jangled nervous system. And you can imagine trying to focus and study with people yelling at you. It doesn't really happen, does it?
So it's not just about the coffee itself. It's actually about what you're enjoying with the coffee or how you're having your coffee.
What, so 2 sugars and milk?
2 sugars and milk is not the most appropriate, as well as the fact that most people, when they sit down to enjoy their coffee, they're probably also likely to go for a sugary snack, a cake, a biscuit, something like that.
Yeah.
So what we want to know is, well, when is the most appropriate time to be enjoying coffee?
So the best time to really enjoy your coffee is well away from a meal. Don't have coffee with the meal because it's very hard for your digestive system to work correctly then. And we really need to absorb the nutrients out of our food rather than stop that from affecting our digestive function.
So how does then coffee affect our digestive function?
So when we have a coffee, think of it as give that energy. What that caffeine does is it gives our muscles and our brain a fair amount of energy. So think of us as giving us the energy to run. Now, when you're running from a tiger, you don't really think about digesting a meal, do you? So we want to have that have that cup of coffee in between meals so we can run and use that energy appropriately, and then use the energy from our food appropriately as well.
Yeah. So how long do you think I usually recommend to clients about half an hour away from meals at least, never in the same mouthful as a meal. So don't sit down at a cafe and have your coffee on the side. Wait. Do you similar timing with you girls?
Yeah, I normally say a good half an hour at least, and up to sort of an hour to 2 hours if you can is absolutely ideal.
Yeah. I'm more likely to suggest an hour because if you know, like you've touched on, that it does affect your digestive capacity, and sometimes people experience needing to run to the toilet straight after their coffee. That's also, signalling that it's not necessarily the best option for you to be having.
Yeah. So it's back about listening to your body. If you're getting symptoms from coffee, like running to the toilet, if it aggravates your digestive system or it makes you hypo with your nervous system, it's definitely away from that sort of digestive
think
symptom.
about removing.
That's it.
Yeah, but it's something to reduce, absolutely.
Think about your brain function too. If you get that real alertness with coffee, go for it. Enjoy the coffee. If you feel like you've had so much coffee that your brain is scrambled, not appropriate for you. Maybe pull back a little bit.
What about sleep time? So I know some people feel like they can have a coffee right before bed, and other people, they're like, oh, no way, it'll keep me up all night.
Yeah. Well, we actually all metabolize coffee very differently. So those lucky people that can have cup of coffee right before bed, they metabolize it really quickly. So the caffeine's out of their system very fast. Other people metabolize it really slowly. So it means a long time after, up to sometimes 6 hours after you've had your coffee, half of that caffeine is still in your system. That's a pretty long time.
Yeah.
So that's
why you can't sleep.
And that's why you can't sleep.
So your brain just keeps ticking over, and that caffeine hit comes in at that sort of few hour mark when you're trying to sleep.
Yeah, that coach is there again, yelling at you to wake up.
Yelling at you to wake up when it's sleep time. I think that's a really good way of going. Yeah. So the appropriate way to drink coffee is to get the best quality coffee that you can. Grind your own coffee beans, have an espresso, don't have lattes, do not add sugar and milk. Maybe
no
a
cake.
long black and definitely no cake. So enjoy your coffee, but in its purest form without any added anything.
So remember, it's about listening to your body, knowing your body, and understanding your body. We'll see you next time on Your Health Collective.